Awesome. So how does it feel to be in San Antonio? I mean, I just got off the phone with you guys. You guys were just at the airport.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I love San Antonio. I love it, and the proof is that I keep coming back here. So, but this is my first time at the rodeo, so I was actually joking with my band because I was just getting ready in my locker room, my dressing room, and I always just like do a spray of cologne, just that's kind of you just like habit. And then I walked out into the arena and I smelled the rodeo and I was like, cologne is absolutely pointless tonight. So, but it's going to be a great night tonight and I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah. The smell of cologne, cow poop, cow poop.
Yeah.
Doesn't
There's no competition. I think the cattle are winning big time.
Oh my God, for sure. I smelled that when I was walking up. What can fans expect with this experience tonight?
Man, we're excited. Everywhere I go, my band and I, we play our hearts out, and we give the crowd everything we've got, and we do it for a purpose. There's a purpose in my music, and my purpose is in troubled times, and people come to our concerts, might be going through a tough time in their life. We hope our music lifts them up, encourages them, and always helps them remember that there's hope and that God loves them. And so that's really the heartbeat of my music. And so we always think of our concerts as something more than just a show.
I was listening to your music whenever I was getting ready, doing my hair and makeup. I like to do that before an interview. And each song, I mean, it was like a complete story for different people, all different types of people, all different types of walks of life. As a singer-songwriter, how do you shape those narratives and those songs?
Well, I love songwriting. That's something I'm really passionate about. And so, that's where a lot of creativity goes into that, and a lot of hard work. I do feel like not just a songwriter, but a storyteller as well. And my favorite songs are the ones that tell a powerful story, but tell it in a way where somebody's listening to it and they might go, man, that's my story. And they connect with it, they relate to it. And in some ways, I think stories connect us all. And I think people are desperate to know that their story has value, that their story could matter. And so that's why music can be so powerful, is when somebody hears a song and goes, man, I connect with that song, I connect with that story. It sort of connects us all in a really unique way. And concerts like tonight are an awesome opportunity to experience that connection. Like thousands of people together for one night, and after the rodeo, music starts playing and we're all singing together and celebrating, and our stories are connecting for one night, and that's a really special thing.
That's beautiful. So let's get to know Matthew West. Okay. So I know you're like a quadruple threat. You do everything in the entertainment world. But let's get to know you as a person. I mean, I stalked your Instagram. Okay. You seem like a total family man. I mean, how does your family deal with when you're on the road a lot?
That's a great question. I am a family man. My wife and I, Emily is her name. We've been married for 15 years. And I'm very blessed. And we have two daughters, Lulu and Delaney. And that's the toughest part about traveling. To be honest with you, I try to bring them with me as much as possible.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, so we put my daughters in a school that kind of works with a lot of artists like me, and they understand that sometimes the kids got to go with dad. And so it's actually, they were going to come with me tonight, but it was a school night.
Oh,
so they had to skip the rodeo. But I try to bring them with me as much as possible. And we get to take, I mean, it's so unique that our family gets to take these adventures and see the country and see the world. And there's nothing I love better than when my daughters are on the road with me and getting to take part, because it really is a family affair. It's not just dad up on stage doing his job. I couldn't do it without my wife and my daughters supporting me and being there for me. So I love my kids, and that's why if you follow me on Instagram, you might not even know that I'm a singer, but you're definitely gonna know I'm a dad.
Yeah, I definitely saw that on your Instagram. Man, so, you talked about your music, being an experience that can connect all different types of people. And, I've listened to Christian music my whole life. The genre has definitely evolved, to reach the masses, more for reaching the sinners versus just hanging out with the saints. Right. How do you see the genre of Christian music evolving, and where do you see the future of it?
Well, I think you kind of said it well. It's not just for the saints, it's for the sinners. And I think we write, I write music from a perspective of somebody who's far from perfect, I mean, my song that's been on the radio this past year is a song called Broken Things. And it talks about just that. It talks about how throughout history, it's the misfit heroes. That's what I call them, the misfit heroes, the ones that God chooses to use. It's not the perfect people, because there's no such thing. It's people who, made some mistakes. They've made some wrong turns. They got some messes in their life. It's the people who might think that maybe they couldn't make a difference in the world, or they couldn't make themselves better, right? And so I like to write songs for those people, because I am one of those people. And I hope that my songs are inclusive in that way, that just say, hey, no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, it's not too late to make a change in your life and get to the end. I think the goal, man, is to get to the end of your life with no regrets, And sometimes it takes making those changes and realizing that, man, you can't fix yourself. We all need help. And I think that's a big thing about what separates Christian music from other kinds of music. It really is a message of hope from start to finish.
Yeah. I read something about when you felt that your calling was to be a singer and songwriter, and you felt overwhelmed with that message. What would you say to someone who's maybe doing something that they're not really have the passion to do, and they have a calling to do something else? What would you say to encourage them?
And I was attending a show. It was a Stephen Curtis Chapman concert. And I remember that night just like feeling very clearly like, that's my future. That's what I'm gonna do. And I think it's, I feel very blessed to be able to do something for a living that is also my passion. But I also know, like, there's people who, it's like once your passion becomes your job, then you are on a path where you have a different kind of struggle, where it's like, it still needs to be your passion, And so I don't ever want what I'm doing tonight to feel like a job. Yeah. It's something I'm still passionate about. And so, I know there's people out there that maybe are like, man, I'm frustrated in my work, or I want to make a change. I think the biggest piece of advice I could give anybody is just that God promises that He's the one who knows the plans that He has for us, right? And so I think our first mistake a lot of times is thinking that we have the best plan. But when we take our eyes off of ourselves and say, wait a minute, how did I get here? I think God put me here. Maybe He knows better than I do what I should be, where I should go, and what I should do, and who I should become. So I think when we start asking the right person the right questions, we start getting the right answers.
Yeah, right on to that. So, and then tell us, fans at home and everyone who's going to see this online on YouTube, what to look out for with Matthew West. What's in your future? What are you working on right now?
Well, I love writing books, and that's a new challenge for me. And so I think sometime this year I'm going to be working on a new book. But I'm writing new music right now, and I'll probably have a new album out in the spring of 2020. Okay. So I've got a song right now that I wrote with Casting Crowns. It's on the radio, called Only Jesus. It just went #1 this week, wow, which is exciting. And I love Casting Crowns, and I'm thankful to be able to write songs with them and other artists like it. So, I'm definitely always keeping busy, playing concerts. I'm actually coming back to San Antonio in July for another concert. So. Very excited. I'll keep coming back to this area, coming back to Texas, eating some good food, playing some music, watching a rodeo. I mean, come on, man.
You got to get that Texas experience. All right, guys, wrapping up, Mr. West, what would you say to your fans at home who couldn't make it tonight, but they love you just as much as the fans that'll be here tonight?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me to hang with you for a few minutes, and everybody watching on Facebook Live and everybody out there. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thankful for the opportunity. I love making music, and I've been through a lot in my life, a lot of obstacles that I've had to overcome, and one of them is throat surgery. And so when I get on stage, I think about that every night, just going, man, I wasn't supposed to be here. So I feel like every night's another second chance, and I'm excited to sing in San Antonio tonight. I'm thankful for everybody in this area that lets my music be part of their lives.
Well, Mr. Matthew West, you've inspired me just in this short time that we've sat down, and your energy is just such a light, and continue to spread that wherever you go. Right. So thanks for hanging out with us, Facebook. Bye, guys. Be sure to share this on your Facebook page so everybody else can see it at home.